Milan documentary, Part 1, Introduction. In the heart of the Mediterranean lies a country whose influence on human civilizations extends far beyond the border. A land of the ancient ruins, Renaissance masterpieces and dramatic coastline and vibrant cities. A place where history is woven into everyday life, where art fills church and public square, and where tradition passes down through generations continue the shape of the modern world. This is Italy. For the century, Italy has captivated travelers, scholars, artists, and dreamers, and its landscape ranges from snow-covered Alpine peaks in the north to sun-drenched shores in the south. Ancient, ancient stone villages circling in high hillsides overlooking Valerie and olive grove. Bustling cities blend historic monuments with contemporary culture. Every region possesses its own character, dialect, cuisine, and tradition, creating a remarkable diversity within a single nation. Few countries have left written mark on world history. The Italian peninsula was one of the center of the Roman Empire, one of the most powerful civilizations ever known. From the city of Rome, emperor governed territories stretching across the Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Roman engineering, law, architecture, and language shaped by foundation Western civilization and continue to influence societies around the globe. Centuries later, Italy has become the birth of the Renaissance, a cultural movement that transformed art, science, literature, and philosophy. Visionaries such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael created work that remain among humanity's greatest achievements. Their identity helped users erupt into a new age of creativity and discovery, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire the world today. Yet Italy is far more than a museum of the past. It is a living nation where history and modernity exist side by side. Ancient amphitheaters stand near fashionable shopping districts. Medieval streets lead to contemporary cafes and bustling markets. Century-old tradition covered with innovation and in design, technology, and industry. Italy is also celebrated for extraordinary cultural heritage. Italy cuisine has become one of the most beloved and influences culinary traditions in the world. Pizza, pasta, gelato, and espresso are recognized on every continent. Fashion's house based in Milan shaped the global trends. Italian music, cinema, and literature continue to influence international culture. The country's commitment to beauty, craftsmanship, and creativity can be seen in nearly every aspect of the daily life. Nature has played an equally important role in shaping Italy's identity. The art from a dramatic northern frontier, while the Apennines mountains run like a backbone through the length of the peninsula. Volcanoes such as Mount Etna and Vesuvius remind visitors of the powerful geological force and remain active beneath the landscape. Along thousands of kilometers of coastline, the Mediterranean seas had connected Italy to neighboring civilizations for thousands of years. Today, Italy is one of the most visited countries on earth. Millions come each year amid Rome Athens monuments, Venice canals, and Florence architecture, and the breathtaking beauty of regions such as Tuscany and the Amalfi Coast and the Italy Lake. But beyond these famous landmarks lies deeper story. A story of empire and republic, of artists and explorers, of resilience, innovation, and cultural achievement. In this documentary, we will journey across Italy's most remarkable landscape and explore the history, tradition and people that define the extraordinary nation. Welcome to Italy, the land of Rome, Renaissance and timeless beauty, a country where every city tells a story, every landscape inspires wonder, and every character of the history continue to shape the present. Part 2. Geography and Landscape. Italy is a country where geography has shaped history, culture, and identity for thousands of years. Stretching like a long boot into the heart of the Mediterranean Sea, Italy occupies one of the most strategically important locations in Europe. Its mountain, river coastline, and its islands have influenced trade, agriculture, settlement, and rise of the civilization that changed the course of human history. Despite the relatively more site, Italy possesses an extraordinary variety of landscape. Snow-covered mountains and sand in the north, rolling hills and fertile valleys dominate in the center. Volcanic region and sun ranges coastline character in the south. This is diversity that helps explain why each region in Italy possesses its own unique character and tradition. The northern frontier is defined by Alps, Europe's highest mountain range. These towering peaks form the nature between Italy and neighboring countries such as France, Switzerland, and Australia and Slovenia. Some of the continent's most spectacular scenery can be found here. Jagged summits rise above the deep valley. Glaciers descend from a high elevation. Affluent lakes reflect the surrounding mountain with remarkable clarity. The Italian Alps are home to the famous destinations such as Dolomite, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its dramatic limestone formation. In winter, these mountains become one of the world's premier destinations for skiing and snow sport. In summer, hikers and climbers explore thousands of kilometers of scenic trail. South of the Alps lies the vast Po Valley, Italy's largest and most productive plain. Named after the Po River, which flows from the west to east across the northern Italy. This region serves as a country agriculture and industrial heartland. Fertile soil support the cultivation of wheat, rice, corn, and vineyards. Major cities such as Milan, Turin, and Bologna are located within the economically important region. Running through the center of the country is Alpine mountain range, often described as the backbone of Italy. This mountain extends for more than 1,000 kilometers from north to south. Unlike the Rocky Five, the Apennines are characterized by rolling rise, slope, and picturesque town. Many of Italy's most iconic landscapes are found here, particularly in regions such as Tuscany and Umbria. The hills of the Tuscany have become famous throughout the world. Vineyards, olive groves, cypress trees, and medieval villages create a sense that seems most timeless. For centuries, artists and writers have drawn the inspiration from these landscapes. Italy extends its coastline in other defining features, with more than 7,500 kilometers of coastline. The country is deeply connected to the sea. The Adriatic Sea border the east, the Tyrrhenian Sea lies to the west, and the Ionian Sea stretches along the south. Throughout history, these waters linked Italy, Greece, North Africa, Spain, and the broader Mediterranean in the world. Many of Italy's most beautiful destinations are found along the coast. The Amalfi Coast is celebrated for its dramatic cliffs and colorful villages overlooking the sea. Cinque Terre features ancient settlements perched above the rocky shorelines. Italy also includes the two large islands. Sicily, the largest island in the Mediterranean, occupies a strategic position between Europe and Africa. Its history reflects the influence Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, and Spanish. Its eruption have shaped by landscape in trends surrounding the soil for centuries. Its tradition, language, and cuisine reflect a long history and relative isolation. Volcanoes remain an important part of the Italy geography. Mount of Venice near Naples famously destroyed the Roman city Pompeii and Herculaneum in 1980. Today, it remains one of the world's most closely monitored volcanoes. Together with the area Stromboli, it remains Italian and powerful geological force beneath their islands. Italy's climate varies considerably from region to region. This diversity supports a wide range of the agriculture and contributes to Italy's renowned food culture. Italy's Ravine is a story of contrast: mountain and sea, ancient volcanoes and fertile plain, bustling city and quiet countryside. From the snowy Alps to the shore of Sicily, Italy offers a remarkable blend of the nature beauty and geographic diversity that few countries can match. Rome, the eternal city. At the center of the Italy's long and remarkable history stands a city unlike any other, a city where ancient ruins rise by beside the busty streets, a city whose influence has endured for more than 2,000 years. This is Rome, often called the Eternal City. Rome is one of the oldest constituted inhabited urban centers in Europe. According to the legend, the cities were found in 753 BC by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus. While the mystery surrounding an origin, archaeological and evidence confirm that settlements had in Rome hills long before it became a capital of a vast empire. Over centuries, Rome grew a small community along the Tiber River into one of the most powerful cities in the world has ever known. At the height of the Roman Empire, Rome governed territories stretching from Britain to North Africa and to Spain into the Middle East. Its fluency transformed law, architecture, engineering, language, and government. Today, traces of Rome's legacy can be found across the continents. The most iconic symbol of the ancient is the Colosseum, complete in 1880. The massive amphitheater could be accommodated more than 50,000 spectators. Here, crowds gather to watch gladiators contests, dramatic performances, and public spectacles. Thought partly damaged by earthquake and century stone removable, the structure remains one of the most recognized monuments in the world. Nearby lies the Roman Forum, one of the political, religious, and communal heart of the ancient Rome. Temple, government building, and public space filled this area during the Empire's golden age. Walking among its ruins today offers glimpses into the daily life of the historic greatest civilization. The Forum was where senators debated policies, citizens gathered for public ceremonies, and empire displayed their power. Another extraordinary monument is Pantheon. Originally constructed as a temple and later converted into a church, Pantheon is one of the best preserved buildings from ancient Rome. Its massive dome remains an engineering masterpiece nearly 2,000 years after its completion. Rome importantly did not end with the fall of the Roman Empire. During the Middle Age of the Renaissance, the city became the center of Roman Catholic Church. Millions of pilgrims travel here, and most powerful Rome commissioned artists and churches to create one of the world's greatest masterpieces. Nearby lies Vatican City, the smallest sovereign state of the world and headquarters of the Catholic Church. The Renaissance transformed Rome into the center of artist achievement. Masters such as Michelangelo and Raphael left an enduring mark on the city. Their paintings, sculpture, and architectural design continue to attract millions of visitors every year. Schools wave down narrow valleys. Market, restaurant, and public square create an atmosphere that is both exhilarating and timeless. One of Rome's greatest charms lies in ability to blend past and present. The coexistence of history and everyday life gives Rome a character unlike any other cities. For Italians, Rome represents more than a capital. It is symbol of the national identity, culture, achievement, and historical continuity. For the world, it remains one of the humanity's greatest urban treasures, a place where every tree, monument, and stone tell a story. The eternal cities endure not only as a reminder of the past, but also living testament to the resilience, creativity, and amber of human civilization. 4. The Roman Empire. Few civilizations have shaped the course of human history as profoundly as the Roman Empire. From a modest city-state on the Italian peninsula, Rome expanded into the vast empire that connected continents, influences culture, and established institutions whose legacy continued to shape the modern world. The story of Roman Empire is not only the story of Italy, it's one of the defining chapters in the history of civilization itself. For centuries, Rome expanded its influence across the Italian peninsula through military strength, political alliances, and strategic governments. As Roman armies grew more powerful, the Republic extended its reach beyond Italy, defeating rivals' power of securing control of much damaged world. One of the most influential figures in Roman history was Julius Caesar, a brilliant military commander and politician. Caesar expanded Roman territory through the successful campaigns, particularly in Gaul, which corrected largely to modern France. His victory brought immense wealth and prestige to Rome. However, his growing power created political tensions that ultimately led to his assassination in 44 BC. Caesar's death marked the end of an era and paved the way for the rise of the imperial rule. Following years of this civil conflict, Caesar had adopted heir Augustus and emerged victorious. His reign marked the beginning of the Roman Empire and initiated a period of stability known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. For nearly 2 centuries, the empire enjoyed the relative prosperity, security, and economic growth. At its height, the Roman Empire stretches across 3 continents. Its territory included modern-day Britain, Spain, France, and German Italy, Greece, Turkey, Egypt, and much of North Africa in the Middle East. Millions of people from diverse cultures lived under Roman rule. Roman engineering plays a recurring role in this success. The Romans constructed around thousands of kilometers of road that connected distant provinces to the capital. Aqueducts transported fresh water to the city's town. Bridges, ports, and public buildings demonstrate an advanced understanding of agriculture and construction. Many Roman structures remain standing today, a testament to their extraordinary craftsmanship. The city of Rome itself became one of the largest urban centers in the ancient world. The Colosseum became the most famous venue for this event, symbolizing both Roman engineering and imperial grandeur. Roman law represents another enduring contribution. Many principles of the modern legal system can be tracked back to the Roman conception of justice, citizenship, contract, and public right. The influence of Roman law remained visible throughout Europe and beyond. The empire also helped spread language and culture. Over time, it evolved into the modern language such as Italian, Spanish, French, and Portuguese, and Romanian. Roman literature, philosophy, and education profoundly influences future generations. Religion underwent significant transformation during the imperial period. Additionally, Romans worshipped a pantheon of gods derived largely from Greek tradition. However, Christianity gradually spread throughout the empire. In the 4th century, Emperor Constantine's legacies Christianity, and it eventually became the dominant religion of the Roman world. These decisions will shape the European history for centuries to come. Despite its achievement, the empire faced growing challenges. Political instability, economic difficulties, military pressure, and external invasion weakened Roman authority. In 467 AD, when the Western Roman Empire officially collapsed when the last empire was removed from power. More importantly, Roman ideas and ruin. Its law, architecture, language, and political tradition become the foundation element of Western civilization. Throughout Italy, the legacy of Rome remains visible. Ancient Rome still guide the modern routine. Rules stand beside the contemporary cities. Latin inscriptions survive on the monument and building. The memory of the empire continues to shape the Italy nation identity and cultural heritage. The Roman Empire was more than a powerful state. It is a civilization that transformed the ancient world and left imprint of the humanity that remained visible more than 2,000 years later. Its rise, achievement, and legacy continue to inspire fascination, reminding us of the extraordinary impact of the civilization can have on the course of history. 5. Florence and the Renaissance. If Rome represents the power of ancient Italy, the Florence represents a rebirth of human creativity. Nestled among the rolling hills of Tuscany, Florence is one of the most influential cities in the world history. Though far smaller than Rome, Florence became the birthplace of the Renaissance, a cultural movement that transformed Europe and helped to shape modern world. The Renaissance, meaning rebirth, emerges during the 14th and 15th century. It marked renewed interests in knowledge, art, and philosophy of ancient Greece and Rome. At a time when much of Europe was emerging from the Middle Age, Florence became a center of innovation, learning, and artist achievement. Merchants, scholars, and architects and artists gathered here, creating an environment unlike any other in Europe. Florence owed much of its success in economic prosperity. Among the most powerful families was the Medici family, whose wealth and influences helped it transform Florence into a center of culture. The Medici sponsored artists, architects, and scholars, providing a fascination support that allowed creativity to flourish. Without their patronage, many of the masterpieces we admire today might never have existed. History building line elegant street, church tower rise above the terracotta rooftop. Public square display the sculpture that have inspired admirers for centuries. Its animated red dawn dominate the skyline and remain one of the greatest achievements in the architecture's history. Designed by Filippo Brunelleschi, the dome was revolutionary engineering accomplishment that changed the conventional building technique of all the time. Florence was home to some of historic greatest creative minds. Among them was Leonardo da Vinci, whose talents extended far beyond the painting. Leonardo was an artist, scientist, engineer, inventor, and visionary thinker. His notebook revealed ideas were centuries ahead of their time. Born in Tuscany, Michelangelo produced one of the most famous artworks in history. His statue of David, display of Florence, symbolized strength, beauty, and human potential. Carved from a single block, marble and sculpture remain one of the greatest achievements in Western art. His painting, The Birth of the Venice, remained one of the defining images of the Renaissance. Writers, philosophers, and scientists likewise contributed to a new technical climate that encouraged the observation, reason, and exploration. The Renaissance was not only about art, it transformed the way people understood the world. Scholars studied ancient texts, and scientists questioned tradition and assumption. Explorers expanded geographical knowledge. Human potential became a central focus in intelligent school. Today, Florence preserves this extraordinary legacy. The Uffizi Gallery housed one of the world's finest collectors of the racing art. Museum, church, and history places throughout the city continue to tell the story of the history's most remarkable cultural movement. For many travelers, Florence represents the soul of Italy, an embodiment of beauty, creativity, and intricate treatment. Its city reminds us ideas can change the world, that an art has power to transcend centuries. In Florence, the Renaissance was more than a historical period. It was transformation of human thought whose influence continues to shape our understanding of creativity, knowledge, and possibility. Few cities have contributed more than the cultural heritage of humanity, and few places capture the spirit of Italy ways with such elegance and impression. Part 6. Venice, the city of canals. Among the world's great cities, few are unique as enchanting as Venice. Built upon more than 100 small islands connected by bridge and waterway, Venice appears almost like a dream rising from the sea. Abroad, canals serve as the city's main thoroughfare. Instead of cars, boats glide through a narrow waterway lined with century-old buildings. For generations, Venice has fascinated travelers, artists, and writers with its extraordinary beauty and timeless atmosphere. The origin of Venice dates back to the 5th century AD. As the Western Roman Empire collapses and invasions swept across the northern Italy, many people sought refuge in the Masari Lagoon and the Amalfi Coast. What began as a collector and isolated settlement gradually evolved into one of the most powerful, prosperous cities in Europe. By the Middle Ages, Venice had become a major city of the trade. It mentions travelers and distant ports through the Europe, North Africa, and Asia. Goods such as spice, silk, and precious metal, and exotic product flowered to the Mediterranean market. This commercial success generated immense wealth, allowing the cities to construct magnificent churches, palaces, and public buildings. At the heart of the Venice lies the St. Mark's Square, often described as one of the most beautiful public spaces in the world. Surrounded by elegant culture, cafe, and historic landmarks, the square has served as the most political, religious, and social center of the Venice for centuries. Dominating the square is St. Mark's Basilica, a masterpiece of Byzantine and architecture adorned with golden mosaics and intricate decoration. Nearby stands an imposing dark palace, one of the seat of Venice government as symbol of the Republic power. The most famous waterway in the city is the Grand Canal. Shaped like a giant letter S, it went through the Venice, dividing the city into two sections. This slender black boat has transported people through the city canal for centuries, although they now serve primarily tourists. Gondolas remain an enduring symbol of Venetian culture and craftsmanship. Each vessel is carefully handmade according to tradition passed down through generation skilled assistants. Venice is also celebrated for its artistic and cultural heritage. Their work can be still admired at the church, museum, and galleries throughout the city. The honor of Venice has further strengthened the city's reputation as an international center of contemporary art and culture. Another famous tradition is the Venice Carnival. For centuries, elaborate mass customs have transformed the city into a state of celebration and mystery. This colorful festival reflects the Venice's long history and creativity, elegance, and practical expression. Yet, the Venice faced significant challenge. Rising sea level and periodic flooding threatened its environment. The phenomenon known as the Aqua Alta or high water regularly in the dirtiest part of the city. Conservation effort and attribution engineering projects to protect the Venice and preserve its unique heritage for future generations. Despite this challenge, Venice continues to captivate millions of visitors every year. The city seems suspended between the land and water, between history and immigration. Venice is more than a destination. It is a testament to humanity in unity and adaptation, a city built where few believed a city could exist. In Venice, Italy revealed one of the most magical fates. A city of canals, palaces, and enduring that beauty remains one of the world's greatest cultural treasures. 7. Milan, fashion, innovation, and modern Italy. While Rome represents Italy's ancient grandeur and Florence embodies the peace spirit of the Renaissance, Milan stands as a symbol of the modern Italy. Dynamic, sophisticated, and forward-looking, Milan is country's economic powerhouse and one of the era's most influential cities. It is a place where centuries of history coexist with cutting-edge design, global fairness, and world-famous fashion. For many people around the world, Milan represents contemporary face of Italy, located in the Ferrappo Valley of northern Italy. Milan has long occupied a strategic position along important trade routes. Its origins date back more than 2,000 years of the Celtic settlement that was later incorporated into the Roman Empire. Through the Middle Age of the Renaissance, Milan grew into one of Italy's most powerful city-states. Its rural combination impressive architecture and artwork that reflects the city's wealth and ambition. Today, Milan is the city's second largest city in the fascinating center of the nation. Major banks and multiple corporate and stock exchanges operate from here. The city generates a significant share of the Italy's economic output, but serves as a gateway between Italy and broader European economy. Yet, Milan's importance extends far beyond the Florence. The city is internationally recognized as one of the world's fashion capital. Twice each year, Milan Fashion Week attracts designers, models, journalists, and buyers from around the globe. Luxury brands such as Gucci, Prada, Armani, and Versace have helped it establish Italy's reputation and flow elegance and craftsmanship. Fashion in Milan is not simply an industry. It is a reflection of the broader cultural appreciation for design, quality, and creativity. The city architectural landscape reveals a blend of the tradition, and innovation. Its center stands magnificent Milan Cathedral, more commonly known as the Duomo. Construction began in the 14th century and continued for centuries, resulting in one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in the world. Milan is also home to one of the most celebrated artworks in human history. Inside the convent, an obsidian Maria del Collascesi hung the Last Supper, painted by Leonardo da Vinci in the late 15th century. This masterpiece continued to attract visitors from every corner of the world and stands as a testament to Italy's heritage. Innovation is deeply embedded in Milan identity. The city hosts international exhibition, technology conference, and design fair. The annual Salons del Mobile, one of the world's most important design events, showcase furniture, architecture, and industrial design from leading creators worldwide. The Milan consistently demonstrates how tradition can be coexist with innovation. Modern districts such as Porto Nova showcase skyscraper and sustainable urban planning. One of the most remarkable examples is Bosco Vazquez, a part of the regional tower covered with thousands of trees and plants. This structure symbolizes Milan's commitment to combining modern development with environmental sustainability. The city has a strong sporting tradition. Football occupies a special place in the local culture. Historic clubs such as AC Milan and Inter Milan enjoy passionate support and have achieved international success. For visitors, Milan offers a different perspective in Italy. It reveals a nation that's not only proud of its past, but also actively shaping in the future. A city where fashion, business, art, and innovation intersect. A place where creativity drives economic success and where the modern Italy expresses itself with confidence and style. In Milan, the story of Italy continues to evolve, providing that a culture famous for history can remain equally relevant in the modern world. 8. Italian culture, cuisine, and daily life. Italy is admired throughout the world for its art, architecture, and landscape, but perhaps aspect Italian life has had greater global influence than culture. Family tradition and regional festival to world-famous cuisine and passion for beauty. Italian culture reflects centuries of history, creativity, and community. One of the defining characteristics of the Italy is strong sense of regional diversity. Although the Italy became a finite nation only in 19th century, each region developed distinct traditions over many centuries. The custom of Sicily differ from those Tuscany. The cuisine of Naples is different from that Milan. Dialect celebration and local identity remain important part of the daily life. This diversity enhances the Italian culture and contributes to its remarkable variety. Family occupy a central place in Italian society. Relationships between generations are often close. A family gathering remains an essential part of life. Meals provide opportunity to relive the friends to come together, share stories, and strengthen social bonds. Even the modern cities, many traditions continue to emphasize the importance of community and professional connection. Italian cuisine is celebrated around the world, yet within Italy it remains deeply connected to local ingredients and region tradition. Each region has developed its own specialties based on geography, climate, and history. In the north, rich dishes of fish, rice, butter, and cheese. Central Italy is known for the current meat, olive oil, and rustic recipes. Southern regions emphasize tomatoes, seafood, and Mediterranean flavor. Among Italy's most iconic food is pizza, originating in Naples. Pizza evolved from a simple local meat into one of the world's popular dishes. Traditional Neapolitan pizza remains a source of region's pride, prepared according to methods refined over a generation. Pasta is equally important. Hundreds of varieties exist throughout Italy, each associated with specified region and culinary tradition. From spaghetti and penne, a ravioli and tagliatelle, pasta reflect the creativity and diversity of Italian cooking. Italian desserts have also gained international fame. Gelato, tiramisu, and cannoli and panna cotta are enjoyed worldwide. Coffee culture is another essential element of life. The espresso bar serves as a social gathering place where people pause preferences during the busy day and to enjoy a conversation and a cup of coffee. This cultural appreciation for style help explain these Italian influences in fields such as fashion, interior design, and luxury goods. Religions in history played a significant role in Italian life. The majority of Italians identify with Catholic tradition. Churches remain important cultural and architectural landmark. Religious festivals continue to shape the local calendar and community celebration throughout the country. Music and performing art occupy a special place in Italy heritage. Opera emerged in Italy during the late Renaissance and became one of the nation's greatest artistic contributions. Cinema, literature, fashion, and contemporary art continue to flourish. Long meal even walked through the public square, and conversation in neighborhood cafes remain Serbia's tradition. From bustling markets and family-run restaurants in historic festivals and local tradition, Italy reveals a culture that celebrates both heritage and everyday living. In many ways, Italian culture is heart of the nation itself, a living expression of creativity, hospitality, and passion that continue to inspire people across the world. 9. The Amalfi Coast, Sicily, and northern Italy. While northern Italy is known for its fantastical center and open landscape, southern Italy reveals a different side of the country. Here, dramatic coastline meet Mediterranean Sea. Civilization have left their mark upon the land. Volcanic mountains rise above colorful village. A tradition remains deeply rooted in everyday life. Among its celebrated region in Amalfi Coast, stretching along the coastline south Naples, it is UNESCO World Heritage Site, the famous after its breathtaking scenery. Step-cliff descents into the turquoise water. Terraced veneers cling to the mountainside. Picturesque square towns seem to emerge directly from the rocky shelf. Travelers have been captivated by extraordinary beauty of coastline. One of the most famous towns is Positano Street wind between Boscuti Cafe and small church, while beaches offering stunning view of the Mediterranean. Nearby, the historic town of Amalfi recalls a time where it is one of the most powerful maritime republics in the world. Founded by Greek settlers more than 2,000 years ago, Naples possesses a rich cultural heritage shaped by numerous civilizations. Its bustling street, history, architecture, and world-famous cuisine, one of the Italian's most defining cities. The city is also widely recognized as the birthplace of pizza. A culinary tradition has spread across the globe. Overlooking the Naples is formidated Mount Venus. This volcano is best known for the Catholic eruption in 79 AD, which buried the Roman city's Florence and Herculean beneath layers of ash and volcanic debris. Today, visitors can explore the remarkable preserved ruins by Pompeii, gaining extraordinary insight into the daily life and ancient Roman world. Beyond the mainland lies the island of Sicily, the largest island in the Mediterranean. For thousands of years, Sicily occupied a strategic position at the crossroads of Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. As a result, Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, and Spanish all left lasting influence on the island culture, architecture, and tradition. Sicily landscapes are equally remarkable. Ancient temples stand beside the bustling city. Fertile plains support agriculture, while dramatic coastline attract visitors from around the world. Dominating eastern horizon is Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes on Earth. Its eruptions have shaped the islands for centuries, creating a fertile soil that supports vineyards, yachts, orchards, and farming communities. Southern Italy is also renowned for its hospitality, like often move a slower pace there than in traditional north. Family gathering, local festival, and traditional cuisine remain central to community life. Many customs have been preserved for generations, giving visitors a deeper connection to Italy's cultural heritage. The region cuisine reflects a Mediterranean environment. Fresh seafood, olive oil, citrus fruit, tomato, and locally productive cheese form the foundation of many traditional dishes. Recipes often reflect the century of cultural exchange, blending influence from multiple civilizations. For travelers, southern Italy offers captivating combination of history, nation of beauty, an authentic local culture, a world sunshine tradition, and timeless beauty that continue to enchant all the who visit. And conclusion, and the land of Rome, Renaissance and timeless beauty. Italy is a country where history, culture, and nature beauty come together in extraordinary harmony. From the snow-covered peak of the Alps to the sunlit shore of the Mediterranean, from the ancient ruins of Rome to the Arctic treasure of Florence and Venice, Italy offers one of the most richest cultural landscapes on earth. Few nations have contributed more profoundly to the development of human civilization. The legacy of ancient Rome helped shape law, government, engineering, and language across much of the world. The Renaissance transformed art, science, and philosophy, inspiring generations of thinkers, creators, and explorers. These achievements continue to influence modern society centuries after they made their first image on Italian soil. Yet Italy is not simply a country defined by past. It is a living nation where tradition and innovation exist side by side. Modern cities such as Milan demonstrate Italy's role as a global leader for fashion, design, technology, and business. At the same time, small villages preserve custom and way of life that had endured for generations. After exploring the canal of Venice, the hill of Tuscany, and the cliff of the Amalfi Coast, or the ancient street of Sicily, visitors encounter beauty in every turn. Italian culture adds another dimension to this experience. Family, community, hospitality, and a love of life remain central values. Food is celebrated not merely as nourishment, but as a reflection of history, geography, and identity. Art of the architecture are not confined to museums. They are woven into everyday life. The appreciation of beauty, craftsmanship, and human connection remain one of Italy's most distinct qualities. It offers an opportunity to experience of a civilization that has shaped the world while remaining deeply connected to its regional tradition and local community. Every city tells a story. Every landscape reveals another chapter. Every meal, monument, and conversations contribute to richer understanding of this remarkable country. This is Italy, the land of Rome, Renaissance and timeless beauty, a country where ancient empire once ruled vast territory, where the artist changed of course and human creativity, and where the spirit of history remained alive in every stone, square, and skyline, from the north to south. Italy continued inspire wonder, and for who journey through its city, countryside, and coastline, it left an unforgettable impressive of beauty, culture, and enduring greatness.